Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Reach Fork School District 105 for the November board meeting. All to see your smiling faces. That's a cute smile, guys. There we go. Okay, we have a quorum. Would y'all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? And after the Pledge of Allegiance, still remain standing, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Ladies and gentlemen, if you please remain standing, we have a moment of silence for dear friend. His name was Scotty Lewis. He also owns the bus company that supplies all of our kids with transportation to and from so safely all the time. He was a great man, a heck of a Beaver fan, and he will be missed. Thank you. Mr. Superintendent, any changes to the agenda?
The agenda you have in front of you is correct.
Thank you very much.
Quorum.
And now, for a great part of the evening, accolades.
Many years ago, I brought this system of recognizing students to our school district, and we allowed each teacher to select one student per year who they want to bring to these meetings and say, this is my top student, this is my superintendent award winner, and we're going to hear some great stories about some great students tonight. We'll start with our first grade classes. So Mrs. Dean has brought Journey with her. You ready, Journey? This is good. So this is a good thing to come up for. If you'll come up and stand with Mrs. Dean, I won't let anybody touch you.
You can hold my hand if you want. I'm nervous too. Okay. To the parents and family of Journey Middleton, I am proud to nominate Journey Middleton for the Superintendent Award for November 2025. Journey represents many outstanding characteristics of a first grade student. Leadership, kindness, effort, and motivation are just a few that stand out. I first met Journey as a shy and reserved kindergartner. She showed many strengths, but had some struggles from not attending class with the rest of her peers for the first part of the school year. One aspect of not attending school yet was that she was behind some of her peers in reading. However, her determined spirit began to shine. She worked hard, listened, paid attention, and gave her best effort in all her work. I don't think I could ask for a more hardworking student. Now, as a first grade student, she has surpassed all expectations and is reading at grade level and excelling in writing. Her growth is astounding. Because of the effort Journey put into her schoolwork every day, she has completely impressed me. Her motivation to learn and grow is recognized and deserves to be brought to life. Journey is a friend to all her classmates. She shares kindness with all of those around her. She is always willing to help others and receive help. Her kindness and willingness to get along with all her peers brings positiveness to our classroom environment. Her calm demeanor is a strong presence in our classroom and sets an example for her peers to follow. Journey, you should always be proud of your accomplishments and kindness. It sets you apart from others, and I am so grateful you get to be a part of our classroom community. Thank you, Middleton family, for sharing Journey with us at Highland Elementary School. She's a true bright spot to our school.
Thank you. Continuing with our theme of first graders, Mrs. Foster has brought Ashley Hathaway with her.
All right, you ready? Okay. To the parents and family of Ashley Hathaway, it is with so much joy and pride that I write this letter to recognize your wonderful daughter, Ashley, as my 25 Superintendent Award recipient. From the very first day of school, Ashley has brought a bright smile, a caring heart, and an eagerness to learn that truly light up our classroom. Ashley is one of those students who reminds everyone why teaching first grade is such a special job. She approaches every task with determination and enthusiasm, carefully completing her work and always trying her very best. Whether she's practicing her reading, solving a tricky math problem, or creating something colorful in art, Ashley shows focus, effort, and joyful love for learning. But what really makes Ashley stand out is her kindness. She has a gentle and thoughtful way of making sure others feel included and supported. If a classmate is struggling, Ashley is often the first to offer help, a helping hand, or an encouraging word. She shares and listens and treats everyone with respect and compassion. Her classmates know they can count on her to be a good friend, and a positive attitude helps create a warm and welcoming classroom environment. Ashley's kindness shines as brightly as her hard work. She reminds us every day that being smart and being kind go hand in hand. Her cheerful spirit, willingness to help others, and dedication to her work make her a wonderful role model for her peers. I'm so proud to have Ashley in our class. She demonstrates the values we hope to see in all of our students: respect, responsibility, cooperation, and care for others. She truly makes our school community a better place. Thank you for raising such a thoughtful and hardworking and kind-hearted little girl. It is an absolute pleasure to teach Ashley and watch her grow each day.
Okay, moving up to the high school, Mr. Adams brought Emily Corcoran.
Okay, so to the parents and family of Emily Corcoran, congratulations on being my recipient for the 2025 November Superintendent Award. This recognizes outstanding achievements in academics and in the arts, as well as your dedication to doing your best in everything you try. As your 10th grade science and theater teacher, I've seen the hard work and determination you bring to doing both. In both the classroom and on the stage, you consistently strive to do your best and push yourself to new heights. Your academic achievements are impressive, and your dedication to your studies is commendable. You have consistently shown a strong work ethic, a positive attitude, and a desire to learn and grow. Your contributions to class discussions and group projects have been invaluable, and you have set an excellent example for your peers. Your academic success, passion for theater, and skill as an actor are remarkable. You've demonstrated leadership both on and off the stage, and your dedication to your company and craft is evident in everything you do. Overall, I am honored to have worked with you and take pride in all that you have accomplished. Keep up the great work, Emily, and congratulations once again on this well-deserved reward.
Remember it all. Good testimony. And last but not least, Mr. Ray is here with Avian Lopez Murray.
Parents and family of Avian Lopez Murray. It is with great pleasure that I recommend Avian for the Superintendent Award for November 2025. I have known Avian as a student since his 8th grade year and seen tremendous academic growth in the past 5 years. Avian possesses many behavioral traits that have aided this growth. First and foremost of these is his stellar attendance. I could probably count the total of his absences for the 2.5 years that I've had him so far on one hand. I actually think he did a 2-year stint with only 2 absences in his 8th and 9th grade years. Being present is one of the most important factors for a student to keep up with his classwork. Also in class, his behavior is exemplary. He is quiet, attentive, and on task during class, and has developed confidence over the years to ask questions, to clarify understanding of both the concepts and directions for activities. Such excellent classroom behavior has also allowed me to create an atmosphere that is more conducive to learning, as I have strategically placed him in class to separate students who aren't quite as attentive. Now this sometimes is a detriment to Avian, and he has had the courage to let me know if he needs moved because the distraction's too great, which shows great depth of character. When I first had Avian as an 8th grade student, his note-taking skills were not the best, and he had difficulty with test scores. Over the years, he asked for advice on the development of study skills, and over time, he's developed strong note-taking skills. His preparation skills led to a point now where he has 4s, or highest grade, on all of his tests so far this year. As a teacher, that makes me quite proud of the students who work hard and show a high level of growth. Thus, I've nominated Avian for this award. Thank you.
Can we get all 4 teachers and kiddos back up here for a quick photo? Maybe?
You don't get to sit.
Oh, yeah. Encore.
If they have it, yeah. And kiddos, if you bring your award, flash your name on the screen.
This is where we get to take pictures, right?
Yes. Yes.
I'm making sure.
Let's do this right away so we can get the little.
There you go. Okay, no blocking in the face, Avian. I'm gonna take a few pictures. And if you guys wanna take a look over here, I'm gonna make sure that everybody's smiling. Congratulations, good job.
Thank you all very much.
Hi, Bonnie.
Thank you. We don't have any community comments in the bucket.
Any community comments on the board,
No.
on the screen?
Tosh, I haven't seen any comments on the screen, are there?
We'll take that as a no. Okay, any community comments in the audience? Great, we must be doing a good job. Reports.
Okay, you have your copy?
I do.
Okay.
Carrie is absent tonight, so you get me instead.
That was you.
That was me. So we want to take a moment to express how grateful we are for the incredible work our classified staff are doing each and every day. Their dedication, flexibility, and commitment to our students makes such a difference across the district, where their support is vital to the success of our programs. We are fortunate to have Christy Joy back on our team at Highland. Her positivity and experience have already brought a renewed sense of stability and encouragement to both staff and students. RCCS was fortunate to welcome Diana Willis into their family. Having her at RCCS has reminded us how impactful and strong teamwork can be. Lydia Callison was recently recalled for a part-time position at Highland, and we are thankful and excited to have her in the building assisting with some of our higher needs students. Vicki Harlan facilitated a food drive among HES staff to support our students' families during the government shutdown. HES staff are discussing the best way to donate these items received to ensure that our families their needs are met accordingly. Mindy Herr graciously donated apples from her tree for the apple bar that was made available for staff at RCCS for National Apple Day. Sherry Wall, along with Cormac Daly and Laura Brandon, donated their time this summer to paint the curriculum desk in the library at RCCS as well. That said, we remain deeply concerned about the ongoing staff challenges within SPED. Despite everyone's best efforts, our students with special needs are not receiving the level of support and individualized attention they deserve. The lack of sufficient staff and consistent guidance places a heavy burden on our current IAs and limits our ability to meet students' diverse needs effectively. We appreciate all that has been done so far to support the department and sincerely hope that additional measures can be taken to address these gaps. With the hiring of our new SPED teacher at Highland, we eagerly anticipate that a few of these gaps will be efficiently filled. Our students rely on us, and we are committed to providing them with the quality education and care that they are entitled to, with the right staffing and resources in place. Thank you for recognizing the essential role that our IAs play. We look forward to continuing this important work together. Warm regards.
For the purpose of the records and the audience, could you introduce yourself, please?
Vicki Harlan, Vice President. Sorry.
Thank you. And even though we're calling on the business manager, Rachel's gonna look a lot like Josh tonight.
Yes, she could not be in two places at once tonight. Not a whole lot going on at the business office currently. This time of the year, things get a little bit of a breather. The state has done a kind of off-season recalculation, so you can see where our latest estimates have come in for the state school fund on the reports I've provided you. And our appropriations early in the year are all well, within limits. Is there any specific questions regarding financials or the business office or anything?
How many more times is this state fund gonna change before June?
Apparently there was a lot of missing information, and student counts, were way off what people were expecting. So they were committing to, I believe, 3 in a row. So they did last month, this month, and I believe next month as well. So we didn't have any change from last month. I would expect ours to stay fairly within where it is right now, unless a large district were to come in with a crazy enrollment change or something like that could potentially affect us, because it's, every district can have an effect on everyone, it's the entire state. But I expect this number to be pretty close.
Thank you, Josh. Any
Yeah.
questions for Josh?
Nope.
Okay. Superintendent report.
Okay, I have quite a few to go through with you here. Different departments have submitted reports. We'll begin with food service. Director Kyle Berg. We're now in our 4th month of having students back. The food service department continues in the right direction. Our participation for breakfast and lunch is up all across the board. This is in no small part due to the dedication of the lunch staff. There are new low sugar salt guidelines put out by both agencies, and we've proactively gotten ahead of them. We started most of these changes ahead of the required timelines to help in acquiring the appropriate foods and adjustments to our scratch cooking recipes. These are good changes. We're pleased to go along with, as it represents improved health guidelines for our students. I'm pleased to say we'll once again be able to utilize our farm-to-school funds to help procure meats, seafoods, and produce from our local and regional producers that both help to feed our students and support our Oregon producers. Already started by purchasing our tuna from Fitzpatrick's, blueberries from Steele, and produce from Brosey Sugar Tree Farms again this year, mention only but a few. Aggressive usage of grant funds help with supplementing our food service budget, which we are focused again this year to lower our operating costs whenever possible. Our community eligibility provision reimbursement rate is up 17 cents for lunches and 10 cents for breakfast. By no means as much as we like it, but it still helps with the feeding all of our students here in Reedsport. As we were just recertified to participate in CEP, meals will continue to be free of charge to all of our students. And with staffing issues again, as several times we've had staff out due to unforeseen issues. Lauren Lyle from Human Resources, I keep getting properly trained and every staff to cover these positions when needed. I cover the shifts myself when schedules permit, help keep labor costs down. It's also keeping me involved in day-to-day operations as we develop good relations with our amazing students at both schools. If you have any questions you'd like me to relay to Mr. Heilberg up to the service. From the RCCS High School, they want us to know that there was the Brave Build Night for families. We had cinnamon rolls and chili available at the event. Also part of the strategic planning listening session, so it was a large activity. Everybody who attended had a good time. They're looking for something similar, another Brave Build Night, and possibly coupling that with a food drive. They're using their house system and house points to make that a reason for students to want to participate and attend. The high school had met as an administrative team, and actually across the board, this is a note for me as well as superintendent, we've set a goal that 70% of our kids in each grade level by the end of the year will be proficient in their MAPS testing areas of math, language arts, and science. And that's an aggressive goal for us to get to. Districts that are at that type of a goal have to really work to maintain it. So 70% I think is going to be a good number for us to keep as a North Star where we want to see our students achieving. And because we have a local metric that we're using 3 times a year, we'll be able to keep our thumb on that and make adjustments as we go through each cycle. Also, the high school, they are having their ASVAB testing for sophomores, juniors, and seniors. Who get signed up between now and November 19th. They had a successful PTC night on last Thursday. PTC. What's your acronym there?
Parent-teacher conference?
Oh, successful parent-teacher conferences? Okay. Yeah, well, last Thursday night. Here's a request, and this would be something we would put into a handbook with, knowing that it has approval from the board, you might have to come back to this under discussion. Right now, if you imagine a scenario where a student has something that they shouldn't have at school, a vape or something that they might be hiding on their persons. When we go through their lockers and don't find something, but we still have a strong suspicion, having it on their person makes it possible for us to search. We're learning of school districts using the wands. Think about the checkout there at the airport, the security station. We're using the wands to just and scan where we can't touch or where we can't reveal. Doing something like this, we would need to put people on notice that this is an option that we have. And ultimately, we need to be something that, as a school board, that would be supported in the effort. It's no good for us to do it if it isn't going to be supported as one of the tools that we have in our tool belt. So I think as a topic of discussion, when you get to that point on the agenda, that would be something we can discuss the pros and cons of. Any questions you'd like me to relay to the high school for next month? Outside of the one discussion, perhaps.
Are there any special events coming up for the public next month, being December? Programs, plays?
Not that I'm aware of. I know we have choir and band, but I don't know if she's putting it on or if it's just gonna be for the elementary, because that's main focus.
Just the elementary, because the high school are gonna be performing in a few other opportunities. Yeah.
Michael Francis wanted me to remind you, he just texted me that next Tuesday during the first hour from 8 o'clock, he's doing interviews with the kids and, community workers if you want to attend.
So no holiday celebrations or any programs considered for this month or for Thanksgiving, Christmas?
The elementary will have a set of concerts.
December 17th.
Yeah, the typical model that you kind of envision. The high school is going to be using their performances in other places at other times. It's availability of students in a small performance group.
Is there still like the make and take that there used to be? There.
That's coming up, yeah. I did enlist it on that, Facebook, the HPO website. That's
Okay.
coming up soon.
Okay,
Like, I feel like it's the first week of December.
okay.
Yeah.
Was the chili and cinnamon roll a success? I can tell you that, don't try and call DoorDash and have them deliver at OHSU in Portland, because I can't can't say the words that they told me once I asked them. So. Any questions for John?
Well, I'll move on to the elementary school report. We'll summarize a couple of these. Remember, we're going back to the start of the school year. We've had a successful opening barbecue kickoff to our school year. We have the Boy Scouts using the facility, so we've got some of the younger kids able to access that program, and that's through our library. Continuing the work with the STEP, having the salmon in the classroom, those students being able to watch the growth and development life cycle of those fish. Another Halloween serpentine parade successfully got through the building. Quite a bit of family turnout. Always a packed gymnasium. Our HPO is continuing to be very supportive of Highland Elementary School. They're hosting their monthly movie nights, and they're going to be sponsoring the 5th and 6th graders in a social night next week. That's going to have a DJ, pizza, and games for the kids. We'll see how they go. The social night where they don't have phones and talk to each other. Yearbooks are on sale at the elementary school. At a service and leadership level, the kids at Highland are continuing to emphasize service learning, community outreach. We now have a student council, a student government, and they started off with a cereal drive that they want to collect and donate to food bank. But before they donate it, they are going to set up a large dominoes through the hallway just so they can stack them up and knock them down one time. And staff and family news, we've got some new additions. We've got a couple of babies to our staff members, so we're happy to see young people's faces in the hallways. Wrapping up academically, we have completed our fall MAPS assessment and using that to drive some of our discussions around our instructional goals and setting up our emphasis on where we're going to intervene for students, improvements we can make so that we make progress in our winter and end of year goals. Any questions for the elementary school I can relay?
How are the in-classroom interventions going for the students? They're reading?
In classroom, do you have specific ones or do you want to?
No, just in general, I know you were Not doing like we used to do in the old days, but.
Yeah, I can answer that. So with the new change in narrative and budget, we've, Julie Knoll is now our kindergarten teacher, who used to be our ELL teacher in title. So now that's served within our classrooms very well. We were grateful to attend the RTA conference to really learn some models, methods of movement, right, within the classroom. So you're able to really pinpoint and advanced academics within the small group instruction. So right now it's really working well, and our staff are teaching each other, right? Our uppers are gonna come down to learn what they're already doing. It's called fruit salad and all this other kind of crazy stuff, but it's working really well. Our paras, our IAs work their tail off. When Vicki stood up and said that, they are constantly rotating between the classrooms from K, SPED, life skills, all the way up. And we are just honored to have them. They're amazing. So yeah, the small group instruction is working, and we hope we'll see some movement maps this year.
Thank you.
Any more questions for the elementary? Okay.
Just a note for the board that we're going to be reviewing social science, social studies this year. It's the curriculum adoption cycle coming up, so this is the year to review our curriculum and our materials there and see if we are going to be purchases, where those might occur, adopt this year for use next year. So there's typically caravans and vendors. The vendors all know that social studies is the year, and they're sending it out and wanting you to review their stuff. The state does produce a state-approved list that meets the standards that the state has. So when we adopt from that list, we're getting curriculum that has their approval. If we are trying to adopt something separate, it's a lot more involved process. We have to justify why we're doing something that hasn't been state-approved. So that is the type of work that's going on, and it's the social studies teachers here to be reviewing that material.
Is the board allowed to review that material also?
We bring stuff to adopt, yes, and if you want to schedule a time to come in and see it, remember that just seeing it, but any discussion, thoughts, review that you do as a whole.
Sure.
Yeah.
So when does it have to be adopted? By the end of December? Or?
We won't schedule a purchase till July 1st, because we want to make sure that we're using funds for that. And the ideal is that you get it delivered over the summer, unpack it in August, and you're ready to use it at the start of the school year.
And
So-
where would we review that material?
When we usually wait to hear from the ESD if they're going to do a caravan. Last year they didn't. 2 years prior they did. And a caravan is simply a collection place for all the vendors you're going to supply. So when ESD has hosted it in the past, we can let our teachers go right after school when they drive down, spend an hour going through the material, looking multiple times, and it's available for a month or two. So it's kind of a year-long process. I guess when we know where we'll access it, we have to order materials and bring it on site. We'll probably stash it in a library. And again, that gives teachers in the building a chance to go through and look at it. If it's where you can go to a caravan event, maybe you have an interest in attending also.
How far outdated is our curriculum at this time?
Teachers keep up. Social studies is the one thing where current events and material that's new and updated, you need to kind of stay on top of. So I have pretty strong confidence in our staff that they're looking at what are real events. And the historical stuff we're supposed to teach, it's already happened.
Any other questions? Okay, moving on.
Okay, I'm going to combine maintenance with Barone Park beautification. So starting off, you wanted an update on the boiler. We have the best outcome possible with that. I'm going to try to shorten this report quite a bit. The tank that we were worried about is okay. Got a clean bill of health. The lines that go from the tank to the boiler, in my kind of limited understanding of this, require a pump. The pump we were using was inadequate. It is installed for a long time and was just working way too hard. It wasn't the right size of a pump for the load that it had to move. Today, he's finished. Mr. Shockey installed our new pump that is the right pump designed to do the work that is being asked of it. While the tank was serviced, we also got our boilers inspected and calibrated. There was a couple of days where they were running pretty rich, a lot of black smoke, and we got them calibrated and dialed in so they're running efficiently and clean. So the tanks have been given a clean bill of health, put back together. We were able to salvage 90% fuel. The pump has been replaced entirely to get the fuel to the boilers, which have been calibrated and cleaned up and dialed in. So everything is good, and we don't have to swap anything at major expense or overhaul anything too significant. At Highland, as far as heating, there's been a few times where classrooms have almost been too hot. That's backwards, because usually we hear the Highland is too cold. But getting some of our switches, a computer malfunction, so they won't shut off or they won't close. We've been dealing with a little bit of those issues. Currently okay, but I'm always hedging my bet with the heating systems. Fuel pump, heating system. His work order summary from July 1st to present, he's got 817 support tickets closed, 24 tickets open, and 31 tickets currently in progress. On the sidewalk project right over there, we have a community member working with Mr. Shoppy. Previous volunteer commitments did not manifest, so he's looking for new community volunteers with some concrete experience to help get that project done. He is asking if anybody is able or wanting to assist, to contact him at the district office. Materials and funding are in place to finish the project. A little help with the concrete that will work a part of it, the skill set. Beautification project. Okay, in your packet, it starts with a kind of hard to see photograph, but that building that you see down in there would be where we have the concession stand or restroom areas. We have a group of folks in town who came to Michael and I, it's been at least 6 months, and wanting to install some commercial grade, some quality workout stations in Barone Park, so that as people walk, they can stop at these stations for activity and exercise. There's a push-up station, there's a chin-up station, parallel bars, and a knee lift station. They have been able to, through grant money and donations, come up with the funding for the project to include the installation and the purchase of materials. Once it's put in, it would become a school district responsibility. We have to mow, take care of the ground underneath it, but if it's installed correctly, Mr. Shoppy is not concerned that this is a huge maintenance responsibility going forward. So, because you're going to see a change out there in the park, and because you're going to see something new and different, and wanting to work with the board, that this community group has done a really good job. They've gotten a lot of support. I think this is well received, and they've got a couple of different grant funds they're using. So I think overall a nice win-win project, and let them know that it's something that we'll move forward with. Mostly want you to be aware it's not a building level project. It's not a major piece, but because the rubber mats are super expensive. So the chip material is part of that maintenance. You have to go through so often and fluff them and refill them.
Okay.
Fluff them, just rake them up. Yeah, this is all commercial products that are designed for this work to be outdoors. Nice overall improvement to the park area.
I don't think it matters, but I need to disclose I'm the liaison for the city for this committee.
So you're responsible.
I'm just the liaison. This project.
Yeah, the same way we put in the shed out the softball field, these types of projects we can do because they're under our authority. The materials is $6,600. We're well under our $50,000 cap. So, but it is going to be a change to our park and highly visible and hopefully well used by the community. So I think there's a lot of wins here, and this team worked very hard, and so I'm thankful that they want to do that and make our park that much nicer.
The hospital was involved in it also.
And they were one of the great groups, yeah.
Will there be any increase in insurance rates or anything because of the?
Now, when we talked to Craig Zalesi, he was very comfortable with this project and didn't see any need added value, but no insurance rate change.
Any possible, oh, sorry, go ahead. Cindy, go ahead.
Sorry,
Go
I
ahead.
didn't ask to speak
Go ahead.
first. Is this kind of going outside of like the majors field? Is that where this is like concession stands in the majors field? Is that kind of right in between? Or is it taking up one of the fields?
Yeah, let's see if I can get myself oriented here too.
It's in between so it's by the walking path when you come in between the two
Like
parks heading towards
The garden and the
stand.
concession
Yeah.
stands there. Oh, okay, so kind of that outside
You said
area.
the majors, but that's the one closest to the pool, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's right behind that and the garden. It's
Okay.
between that and the garden.
So it's not cutting into the field at all. It's like on the outside.
Right
Okay.
along, we're going to kind of want to place it kind of right along that sidewalk area, so it's not going to move or displace any of the current fields or current.
Okay. That's what it kind of looks like, but
That's not a very good
Sure.
picture, that they sent me.
Yeah, it's a rough picture to follow, but the initial idea, they went out with Mike and they walked and they kind of laid things out and they said that this would be a good spot for it without adjusting or changing any of the sports fields, gazebos, the garden. They found a spot that would fill in without causing any issue.
Any chance we, because of the help with Dude's family and LUH, is there any chance we could find some positive exposure by the media for this project?
We can advertise and be out on Facebook, getting, I don't know, we can ask the newspaper or the news down there, if they want to come do a story on it once it's installed. I don't control them when they pick and choose what they're interested in. Cross our fingers and ask them, see if they'll come down. I used to know some of the reporters, then they move and change and go on, and so.
I know last year KTVU did a thing just because Elton put in a baseball field in the middle of their football field. Maybe we could get that little camera guy could work his way to Reedsport and maybe get something there.
Sometimes I almost want to drive down there and pick them up. Here, let me help you. Yeah.
We could get our world famous lunch lady to make chili and cinnamon rolls and invite them to lunch.
You just want an excuse to do that every day.
Yeah, I was just trying to get those chili and cinnamon rolls.
I brought up a few times.
Okay.
And let's see. Any questions about maintenance?
Not from me.
Okay, last part of my superintendent report, I want to conclude by offering a sincere apology to the Reedsport School Board for taking an action that put our board out of order. I recently provided 2 separate sets of reports to each member of the school board containing specific financial information, and with clarification about the intent and reflection about the process. I recognize that doing so was not appropriate. I've taken immediate steps to discontinue that work and will not provide information in this manner moving forward. Given that this information has already been shared, I want to acknowledge that if the school board, as a collective body, wishes to continue this particular line of work, there's two appropriate avenues to do so. As your superintendent, I remain fully committed and prepared to conduct work on behalf of the board when directed. Alternatively, if the board prefers to pursue the matter independently, I encourage you to seek support from the OSBA for guidance and assistance. Thank you for the trust you place in me in carrying out the important work of our district. As we enter into our 8th year together, I remain confident that the consistency and collaboration we've built will continue to strengthen our progress and help us move the district forward. And that concludes my superintendent report, Mr. Jones.
Questions? Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Consent agenda. This is the routine actions that typically require no discussion, such as approval of service minutes, meeting minutes, acceptance of donations, and can be collectively in a single vote by the board. I'd entertain a motion to accept the consent agenda as presented.
I second the motion. Did you make a motion?
No, you make a motion.
I make a motion to accept the consent agenda as written.
Second?
Second.
Motion made by Bob, seconded by Bonnie to accept and approve the consent agenda. All in favor, raise your hand, say aye.
Aye.
Passes unanimously. Thank you. Action. You just feel like a movie director. Okay, let's move on to discussion. The Association of Bridgeport Education Support Personnel indicated that they plan to submit a formal request for bargaining in the 2025-2026 school year. In anticipation of that, administration is seeking 1 or 2 board members to volunteer for the bargaining committee.
Bonnie will love to do that.
Well, that's not what I heard.
I thought I heard her
I
heard her say that too, Bob.
I was told you were gonna do it, Bob. I'll be a backup, but
1 or 2. You'd be 2.
I'll be 2.
Probably 1.
Yeah, Bob's number 1.
Very good. Thank you for volunteering.
Well, you skated out on that, didn't you?
Bob, you're gonna be the,
He's gonna be the
Yeah.
and then Bonnie will be a sub.
Sure.
Is that how I heard it?
Yes, sir.
Once we have, this, we don't have a demand to bargain letter which formalizes the process. I know they're going to do it, and I want us to be able to respond and start quickly with them, so I appreciate us being prepared. And once we know, have their demand to bargain letter, we will contact you, and we have calendar dates.
So in December,
If I'm guessing, I think I'll get a demand hopefully in December, but should get it by January, and then we'll set calendar dates after that. So we're a little ways out yet.
okay.
And I'll offer to volunteer to be the board member for the Lewis Transportation contract.
And I'll,
Mr. Jones, this is a negotiation with the vendor, and typically we don't have board members participating in that part of the process. We do have to bring those contracts, in some cases depending on, to the board, but depending on what they are, those don't always require board members to be part of the process.
Well, then why did you ask one of us to volunteer?
I think it might have had its miscommunication on preparation of that agenda item here.
Great, I haven't even got to volunteer for the meeting, I already got kicked to the curb.
I apologize.
Now you know how my day's going.
I apologize for that.
That's okay, I've been kicked harder. All right, any questions?
someone cross that.
Under discussion, do you want to, as a board, weighing the pros and cons of the high school staff purchasing and then using, I'm gonna call it a metal detector wand to, for lack of a better term, this is a kind of initial idea. We have to get more information if you want to pursue it, but the idea of searching a student for suspected contraband by using a wand.
What are the legalities involved with that?
What's it, I mean, what is the step that makes that happen? Is it everybody that locks this door, or is it,
Singled out or?
I mean, what's the stipulations?
The part that I can't explain, a police standard of search has to do with probable cause. We've heard that term a lot. A school district standard of search is reasonable suspicion. When our school administration has reasonable suspicion of something, they're supposed to be taking action. So they've got a lot of experience, and so when they think, hey, you know, I have two kids walk in the bathroom, and all of a sudden I'm smelling vapor coming out. I pull the two kids down to the office. One of them has something they're not supposed to have, or maybe they both do. We don't have anything, and it's on their persons, can't be searched. And if we can verify for ourselves, I think checking the legality is going to be important, but I think that would be a typical scenario that you would do. You wouldn't search every kid walking in the classroom. But when something happens that causes that reasonable suspicion threshold, then they can decide.
Is there a hierarchy of reasonable suspicion? If a teacher suspects something, does she have to go to Jerry or Missy, and then they have to go to you? And then you do the wand, or does it?
The building administrator.
And is there an outline or a paragraph or anything in our policy in our policy manual, or anything in the student handbook that addresses using a wand for?
Not yet. That would be part of what we'd have to add, because if we are going to entertain this, if this is something that the board supports, we understand the legality and the process, and we'll have to put people on notice that we have this as a tool, and we'll be able to be using this where it's appropriate.
Currently, does a resource officer do it, or no, it doesn't?
No,
do that
because
at
he
all?
has a probable cause standard, and we have a lower standard of reasonable suspicion. It's interesting play, because there's times when our resource officer with his police abilities can do things that a school can't, and there's times where the school with the reasonable suspicion and other policies and procedures can do things that he can't. So it's a good partnership between those two to help us in some of our trickier situations. I'm not thinking of a good one right off the top of my head, but usually it has to do with things that aren't supposed to be at school.
There must be a lot of this, I'm sorry, Paul. There must be a lot of this happening in order to bring this up.
We heard about this from another school district. I don't remember which one off the top of my head, and so again, checking in on legality of this, but if this is a good idea and it's legal and it's helping, then yes. I know that other places, we have our security cameras, have other types of sensors, and some are vape sensors. They put them in bathrooms, they put them in areas where they think they have an issue, and it will send real-time pings, hey, there's some vape happening in your bathroom, and administrators will run down the hall to where it's at. So a lot of different tools are being used in different ways to try to deal with the issue. So it's out there. How you go about responding to it is kind of a district by district decision.
Well, the wand you're talking about or describing is the same thing as like if you were gonna walk through, get on an airplane, it's just a wand.
Well, let me tell you about that.
Is it
Carrie,
that-
it's not the archway you
I
walk
know,
through,
it's a
just to
hand
have a
wand, but
wand,
it's under it fall under the same guidelines.
yeah.
Do they have to be certified every year or anything like that?
No, they don't.
We have one for court.
Right.
If they're calibrated, I would assume.
I don't think we did.
We don't.
Yeah, we don't calibrate ours.
They found metal in me, but they didn't find metal in me.
What do you guys think? Something we need?
Franklin High School in Portland, yeah, they have you go in there, you have to walk through one of those just to get to high school. And that's the only door you can go in if you're a visitor, is that door where you walk through. And let me tell you, don't wear Get back to you on the other side.
Those scans in the airport, you know, where I had the metal, it detected it in my foot, my knee, my elbow, and that's not anywhere close to where it's at. So, you know, I'm just skeptical of it.
Okay, so I prepared questions, we want to understand what the legalities of it are, the who does it, which staff member, any certification training that goes along with the tool or the person doing the work, training of the person doing the work, what issues did I miss? What's your
Well, I mean, do you guys think we need this? Is there an issue?
I would say that there's quite a bit of vaping that happens
Is there?
in the bathrooms. I wouldn't say as much marijuana, but it does happen because marijuana has a distinct odor that seems to perforate elsewhere. Bandon is the school district that had these and is using them.
Does
And
it
it
aid
is-
to it?
that part I didn't know.
So
I
you're not
imagine
talking
it-
about metal, you're talking about scent.
No, it detects metal because the cartridges
Oh.
are metal.
So if somebody stuffs it in their pants or stuffs it in their shirt and says, I don't have anything, and we're not allowed to search them, you use the wand.
Okay.
But then they just throw it out the window, and who's to say?
Yeah. You know, when we learn from experience that when you go down to the bathroom and you're calling them down to your office, you keep them in front, you watch if they're not dropping things, because you learn the hard way. I've learned the hard way as a high school principal. And I never got it out of the garbage can with every dump, but it wasn't daunting when I got into the office. So you just learn how you do it and how you control the situation and how you separate when you get into offices and you have eyes on all the backpacks and all the bags and everything. Practice. Other questions you want answers to as we look at this? Because not voting on anything in the handbook anytime soon, but our research and our diligence.
I would think legalities would be the key, so have some kid come back saying he was touched or abused or whatever, sue the school.
Okay.
Are we able to get, if Bandon's doing it, like how they're doing it, cause who, you know, how far do you go to say it's on you, I wanna see, because if there's gonna be places you hide, who's gonna be the person to?
Yeah, under a reasonable suspicion standard, when we're reasonably sure that we have that going on, we don't necessarily need to have the evidence. We can say, we believe it and suspend the person. So right now we have enough of a mechanism. This might just be more accountability.
Is it like, so if it's a refusal, they get suspended, it's if you're
Yeah.
refusing, you're
So if
guilty?
you refuse to show me what's in your pockets, Ms. Phillips, that's fine, but I'm gonna assume that you have it and I'm going to suspend you based on that refusal.
Okay,
So that would be the conversation with the kiddo.
okay.
Anything else, John? Any questions? Does that look like you're dying to ask a question?
Things are just
Oh,
running.
okay. Just checking. Okay. Go to community comments once more. Anything on the Kelly?
There are no community comments in the chat.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we're going to end the regular session so that the board can move into an executive session. The executive session is going to fall under ORS 192-6602.A to discuss personnel matters. The session is closed to the public. You may exit this room, and there's seating out there, or if you want to stick around, because we will return to, after executive session, to the regular session. So at this time, please, we'll move into executive session.
Mr. Tipton, are you on? And anybody online will also need to check off too. Sherry, Tara Adams. Those are my recorders.
Meeting should be stopped, shouldn't it?
Tosh, do we pause this video and mute it, right? Or we just shut it off entirely and turn it back on?
You pause it.
Nice kid.
That's gonna turn the microphone on. Video.
Okay, we're back.
You can go ahead and open the door and let the flock in.
Anything else, Adam? Nobody else?
No birds.
Okay, board member comments.
I'm good.
I got nothing.
I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving if you celebrate that.
Well, thank you, Bonnie. Everything's good.
You're welcome.
What?
The birds.
Cindy, any
No.
board comments?
Nope.
Nay, do I?
There's a work session on the 10th.
Mr. John, did you have something?
When you get to future agenda, I need to collect some commitments.
Future agendas.
Okay, so Tuesday, December 2nd, 4 to 6, at the South Coast ESD is the legislative school board meeting opportunity. Boomer Wright, Court Voice, Senator Dick Anderson. So 4 to 6 o'clock on Tuesday, December 2nd. Who is attending?
I will be out playing.
What day is that on?
Tuesday. Always no.
What time is it? 10, 4 to 6?
4 to 6, South Coast ESD,
December 2nd.
December 2nd.
It depends on if Bobby plays the rerun or not.
Is this to make up for what we did before? No?
Nope, this is a meet and greet, talk to your local legislators all in the same place. You don't have to talk to them individually. Half of it, they're gonna stand and give their stump speeches for you, but
Yeah.
you know, they'll listen to questions or concerns and shake their head. So if you have specific issues you want them to hear and be raising, that's your easy opportunity, and you get to side with a bunch of other boards in the room. All the ESD boards get to be part of this.
Interesting.
I am not able to make that.
Cindy is a no. Kim, Bonnie, Carrie?
I'm not able to make it either.
Carrie, no.
Bonnie's gone. She's gotta represent us. We gotta go.
I'm going. If you want to ride, I'll drag you
There
down
you
the back
go.
of the dark.
Oh, sure. But yeah, something changes, I get sick or something, I'll let you know.
Way to take one for the team.
I'll probably pass.
Oh, man, you guys.
I can't stand to listen to those people any more than I have to. If you want to know the truth, and that's all I'm
That's
gonna say
all
about
I
it.
need, Carrie. Thank you.
'Cause we are on record.
Killing me here.
I'm gonna be in a hospital. They're gonna try and replace my port,
Oh.
unwrap the wires to go for my pacemaker.
Well, you're excused. The others, I'm not sure.
Do you think you could get,
Are you then?
Huh?
On the second?
Yeah.
Oh.
do you think you could get out before they leave? And go with Bonnie?
I don't know. I can try.
Oh, be a sport.
Oh, Kim will call the doctor for you.
If you're done with the upcoming events, you can go ahead and close the regular session.
There is a work session on December 10th? Is that correct?
No, because we conducted it tonight, it was to
Oh.
discuss, meeting early. Now, we will add a half hour
Yeah,
early
5.
resultant work session because we discussed it tonight.
And then don't forget the executive session, November 20th at 5:30, so we can get this over and done with and get it out. Anything good to the order? Anything last minute?
Sleep tight.
I pray everybody has a happy Thanksgiving. We're adjourned.